Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Random Bits and Pieces segment from my brain. And today, still a while, for we are doing something new. And I'm pretty excited about it. We are going to be starting a playthrough of Out of the Park Baseball 22, so OOTP 22. Alright, so yeah, I've been a big baseball fan my entire life, or thereabouts. And of course, being born where I was a Montreal Expos fan. Sadly, they had to move, and it broke my heart. And quite a while ago, I stumbled on a playable free demo of Out of the Park 8, and I fell in love with the game. So I have been buying the game every single year since the ninth version. A lot of people have been playing a lot longer than I have, but yeah, for me it started with the ninth version. I have bought every single iteration since then, and yeah, I decided to start doing a series for that. So today I'm going to explain what my series is going to be about. We're going to take a look at our team, and we are going to maybe get to play one game. So those of you that know me, maybe you've followed my franchise hockey manager series and everything, so you know a little bit what to expect from me, my style, and I'm pretty down to earth for the most part. Those of you that are new to my channel in general, well, welcome, and I hope that you're going to enjoy this. So, this is going to be an historical series using the Montreal Expos, and one thing that I need to say right off the bat is that we are in 1994 right now, but this is not a fresh start. So, prior to deciding to start this series, I've been playing this particular historical series since the 1991 season. So I played 1991, 1992, and 1993. I play out all of my games. So I played 3 years worth of baseball. So the team that we have that's available to us, and we're gonna go through the team and everything. The team that we have available to us is not the quote unquote real 1994 Montreal Expos team. It has been tweaked quite a bit. Of course, there's some players that are still there and everything, but it's been kind of tweaked a little bit. So this is what this series is going to be about. We're not going to be playing in 2021. We're not going to do anything like that. We're going to be playing in 1994 as an alternate universe of historical series for the Montreal Expos. This is what this is going to be about. That's the first thing that I need to say. The second one, and that might not be for everybody, I play as manager only. I know that's going to be a little weird and sound crazy for some people, but that's what I like about this game. So, as I mentioned before, I've played this game for a very long time. Well, obviously not 22 because it released today, but I've been playing Out of the Park Baseball for a very long time, and over the years, you develop some patterns and you find ways to not cheat, but be successful. Let's just put it that way. So you find ways to be successful to a point where even if the dev team does a really good job of improving the AI and everything, over the years you end up having to kind of create some house rules in order to not dominate too much, and that's at the point that I was at. I had so many house rules and everything, it wasn't even making the game that enjoyable anymore. So, what I decided to do is, what if I don't have control over, trades and, signing players and drafting and everything? What if I had to deal with whatever the general manager gives me? And that completely changed the way that I play the game. I have been having so much fun doing that, and I understand that's not for everybody, but for me, I was so sick of all those house rules that I had for myself to try to make the game challenging, and all I had to do was to put myself as the manager and let the computer control trades and signings and all of that good stuff. So this is going to be a manager only series, that's been like that since the 1991 season. That means that the team that you see that I have available to me, I did not make up that team. The computer has been making trades and drafting and all of that good stuff, all the way up to 1994. We are with our second GM right now. The first one was terrible, terrible, terrible. He made what would be seen as the worst trade in baseball history, for real. Um, but that's definitely the worst trade in my universe. Would have been probably the worst trade in history at that point if it would have been in real life. The second GM that we have right now seems a little bit better. Um, so, for example, the first GM, so in our second year, we were having, well, in 1992, I should say, we were having some problems. We weren't winning much, and then for whatever reason, that GM decided, hey, let's go ahead and trade, prospects for veterans that we don't need. So we traded for Ozzie Smith. Hey, that's cool, Ozzie Smith, right? He was like 36 or 37 by the time we got him. But I was like 30 games away from first place. That didn't make much sense. And then the computer traded for Greg Swindle as well, and he was really good for us, but he didn't keep him. But anyway, so the new one, the new GM here seems to be a little bit better so far. It's still early to judge, but I don't have many complaints so far. So uh, historical with the Montreal Expos, that started a few years prior to uh, doing this series. We're gonna be playing as manager only. I will be playing out all of my games. The goal right now is to play out all of my games and show everything. Um, I'm open for suggestions and everything on things that might make it look a little bit better and everything. Maybe you guys want for me to play some games off screen and everything and just show a certain amount of games and everything. But right now, my plan is today we're presenting the team and everything, and then I'm gonna play one game. We're playing in Houston for the first game of the season. And then after that, my plan is to move everything to Twitch. Um, I would love to have people join me during my streams, so we can talk baseball and we can talk about anything really. I don't really care for that, but the that would be the plan, is to and play one series per stream. So if I have a 3 game series against the Cubs coming, so that one stream I would play the entire series against the Cubs. We can talk about baseball and whatnot, and that would be probably what I would like to do now. What I usually do when I stream is then I import everything to YouTube, so that people that cannot join the stream or don't have an interest, I mean, that's fine. That gives them an opportunity to go ahead and still watch the content. So that's my plan for now. I'm open to suggestions, but I will not GM. That's pretty much one of the hard rules that I have, is I will not turn GM mode on. I want to continue to do that as a manager. I want to see if I can make it as a manager. That's kind of what I'm digging right now. Other than that, I'm pretty open to suggestions. My link for my Twitch channel is going to be in the description of the video. So if you want to follow me there so that you're notified whenever I do those, you're more than welcome to join. I'm not forcing anybody. That has never been in my nature to do that. All right, so we've been talking a little bit about what this is going to be. And of course, I am my forever alter ego, Jesse Bonham. That's not my real name. Also, that's not all of my real information in here. Uh, Trying to keep some anonymity, trying to stay anonymous on the internet a little bit, and I'm obviously not 15. So as you can see so far, we have, since I started in 1991, I have a losing record, but we did well last year. Problem is, um, that the Mets are really strong. I believe that they've won 100 games. The first 3 years that I've played. I know that it's not really an indicament of what has happened in real life, but in my sim, the Mets are really good. So it's going to be challenging again. But the 1994 is when they started to change the divisions and everything. So now we're gonna have a shot at a wild card, if anything. So that's gonna be something to keep an eye on. So I think we're pretty good here. Now, what I want to do is present the team for you. So I'll be honest. I really 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 like our offense. Uh, Keep in mind, I didn't put it together. I think we have a really good mix of speed, a little bit of power. I don't think we're going to get anybody to hit 40 or 50 home runs or anything like that. But we have some speed, some power, a few pretty good contact guys with, some gap power a little bit to hit doubles in the alley and stuff like that. So we have a very well diversified offense, I believe. Our defense is decent. It's not great, but it's decent. And what's going to probably kill us is our pitching. Our pitching is not great, as you're going to see. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem. So we're going to go ahead here and take a look. We're going to look at the offense first, since, that's the part that I'm the most excited about. And of course, that's gonna take a while. So if you're not interested in that, you can we can just skip further in the video and watch the gameplay. We're gonna get there eventually. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look here. All right, so I'm gonna go player by player. Yes, I'm gonna be doing that. So our first player here, catcher Charles Johnson. So of course Charles Johnson never played for the Expos. He was drafted by the former GM, and he played last year after being drafted. Stayed in Double A for 6 games, and then he was promoted. Never went back down. He won Rookie of the Year in the National League last year. He had a pretty good offensive season. He hit 287 with 19 home runs, 68 run batted ins. Struck out quite a bit, but he's pretty young. So Charles Johnson, though, if you know baseball a little bit, he was a pretty good defensive catcher with a little bit of pop in his bat. So that's a pretty good catcher to have. So hopefully we are going to hold on to him for quite a while. All right, so next is going to be Bill Doran. He's a new acquisition to the team. He played the last 2 seasons in California. Bill Doran, at this point of his career, is kind of old, and he's playing mostly first base. That's what he's going to play for us. He's going to play first base. A little bit more of a contact guy and everything. So, of course, he didn't play for me last year, so I can only say what I can see from the stats, and he looks like he won't be striking out too much, getting some base on balls and everything. So he's going to be a little bit down in the lineup. All right, so Russ McGinnis. Oh God, Russ. All right, so earlier I mentioned that my former GM made the worst trade in baseball history. That was to get that guy. That was to get Russ McGinnis. Right, so Russ McGinnis was traded for as a catcher. He had decent potential at that point. I think 3.5 stars at the time of the trade, and right now he's a 2-star, and I don't think he's gonna get any better. He's 30. years old, so he's obviously not going to get any better. Now, the problem is not that we traded for him in particular, the problem is what we gave up for him, and I'm going to show you because that's so disgusting. Was traded by the Chicago Cubs to the Montreal Expos in exchange for Barry Jones, Larry Walker, and money. So, all right. So at the time of the trade, Larry Walker was like 22, I think, and he was a 5-star potential. He was a 4-star talent. He was batting 370 for me or something like that. He's been dynamite, of course. It's Larry Walker, so he was perceived as being a 5-star potential. He was already playing really well for us, like super high batting average. He was stealing bases and everything. He was the complete package, and the computer just said, hey, you know what, let's go ahead and trade Larry Walker. And Barry Jones by now is not all that great, and we're gonna throw money in there so that we can get Russ McGinnis. So yeah, I have a little bit of a love-hate relationship. No, it's not even love-hate. It's not his fault, but yeah. All right, next is Lance Blankenship. So we got Lance Blankenship in a trade with Oakland this prior to the last season. Blankenship is never going to blow us away with his offense or anything like that. Even with his defense, he's not like the best defender, but he's the utility player that most teams should have. So he can play pretty much anywhere. So I found him fairly useful, even though I only used him in 60 games last year. That was pretty much in line with how often Oakland has been using him. Doesn't hit very well or anything like that, but if you need to give somebody a day off, you can plug Blankenship pretty much anywhere. He's not going to be necessarily great, but he can play the position, so that's pretty good. All right. Now, in the off-season, the computer offered a contract extension to the Lino the Shields, who's been pretty good. So the first 2 years that I played, he was okay, but he wasn't all that great. But last year, he really took a kind of a step forward with batting average and everything. So he is now a 3.5-star player. So speed, a little bit of pop in the bat. Not necessarily for home runs so much, but a little bit of pop in the bat can, hit for average. Not the best defender, but it's okay. It's the line with the Shields. So in my universe, we never traded the Shields for Pedro Martinez. All right, Todd Aine is going to be he's going to be a reservist for the infield, so he's going to be coming in, whenever I need to give a rest to somebody. Not much to say about Todd Aine. He didn't have that great of a career in real life either. All right, and then the next player is Brett Barbary, and you're gonna say Brett who, and I'm gonna say Brett Barbary. And Brett Barbary in real life ended up in Florida, and he never quite made it. But in my universe, he was blessed with really good RNG, and he ended up being a decent player. So Barbery is a 3-star player in my universe. Can play a few positions in the infield. He can hit for average. He has a little bit of pop in his bat. Not really a speed star or anything like that, but a pretty decent player. So definitely definitely developed better than he ended up being in real life. So pretty happy with what Barbery turned out to be. We made a trade prior to the last season to acquire Ray Sanchez, and Ray Sanchez is pretty much as he was in real life. Can play defense, play decently defense, a little bit of speed, but not too much, but not a great bat. He only played 46 games with us because he got injured during spring training, and he missed like 2 months, I think, or something like that. So yeah, he didn't play all that much, but useful player to have. Shortstop. All right, next we have Ivan Calderon playing in left field. So in real life, by then, Ivan Calderon wasn't with the Expos anymore, and the left field belonged to Moiseilu. But we still have Calderon on the team. Calderon is. He had a little bit of a resurgence last season. So in 1991, he had an okay season. Then in 1992, he really didn't have that good of a season, and then he really bounced back. Last year, almost got 100 ribbies, and he hit 314 and everything. So Calderon has a great arm in the outfield. He's okay playing the position. He has a okay bat, okay speed. So he's an okay player. He's not going to blow us away with blazing speed or crazy power or anything like that. But again, it's one of those players that have a little bit of pop in his bat and everything. So now you kind of see what I meant when I said, the team has um, a little bit of everything. We have speed, we have contact guys, we have a little bit of power, not that much, but we do have some power. So yeah. All right, then we have Mark Davis. Mark Davis was picked off of waivers last season. So Mark Davis was selected by the Florida Marlins last season. And then prior to the season starting, they tried to pass him through waivers, and we claimed him. So not much to say about Mark Davis. He was a substitute mostly all of the season. Struck out quite a bit for the amount of at bats he had. Not a good average. A little bit of speed, so he does have that. And he's okay in the field, but yeah, he's really a reserve player at this point. And he's 29, so I don't think he's gonna get any better or anything like that. And then, of course, we have Marquise Grissom. So Grissom, Grissom had a really good season last year. So he finished first in stolen bases for the third year in a row. I have my teams to steal a lot of bases because I have a lot of speed. Even then, this year's team is not as fast as last year's team. Last year was even better, but and then yeah, he hit for good average and everything. Not really reaching the type of power that he had in real life. Not that Grissom was a power guy much, but yeah, he would hit a few more home runs than five. So that part is maybe not as developed as it was in real life, but if you look at the speed that he has and everything, and of course he's really good in the field as well, really good player to have. So hopefully we get to keep him. All right, and then the next player is Ruben Rivera. All right, so Ruben Rivera in real life never quite panned out. He was drafted in 1992 in the first round and everything. He spent all of last year in Double A. He had a lot of strikeouts, a little bit of power, didn't hit for quite a good average or anything like that. So he is right now a 3-star player with 3.5-star potential. Yes, decent speed. He's decent defensively. We're gonna need to see what he does with his bat. So I don't really have much more insight on that, other than that. For now, he's going to be a reserve player, but that might I might plug him in pretty much any outfield position whenever I'm giving somebody a rest. And then finally, our last player to look at is hard hitting. So Mark Whitten ended up with the Montreal Expos. We actually picked him up of waivers from the Marlins as well. So the Marlins selected him from for the expansion draft, and Mark Whitten was put on waivers, and we picked him up. So, and he had a really good season for us. He hit 281, 21 home runs, 83 RBIs. He has some speed, decent arm in the outfield, can play the outfield, a little bit of speed, decent bat. So I don't know what Mark Whitten is going to give us this season. So last season was a tale of two Mark Whittens. So up until about mid-June, Mark Whitten was first in the entire MLB for batting average. He was hitting like 364 or something like that, and we were in mid-June, and I was like, oh my god, that guy. And then he went cold, and I do mean cold. Went all the way from hitting 364 to 281, which is still decent, but yeah, he really slowed down in the second half of the season. So I don't know what he's going to give us. I don't know if he's going to be more consistent or if he's going to be kind of up and down again. I don't know, but I think it was pretty cool that the Expos ended up with Mark Whitten, so I'm gonna have that. So might be a little bit late to say that, but one thing that you can see from looking at my team is that I'm not having the players join the teams, as they were drafted in real life. We're doing, we're having the computer draft and, drafting different players. So, yeah. And now we're going to go and look at what is probably going to be the reason why we lose games a lot, if we lose a lot. And that's going to be our pitching staff. Now on my home screen, you probably saw who my starter is for the first game of the season. And yeah, that's pretty much our best, sadly. Nothing against him, but yeah. Alright, so we have Miguel Batista. So Batista, in real life, had a decent career. He had a few pretty decent seasons, and then, some years it was a little bit tougher for him and everything. But he came up last year, and he was 15-8, and didn't struck out a whole lot of batters, but he did pretty good in his rookie season. So much so that he's my ace. Now that's the part that's a little sad, is that Miguel Batista is my ace. Nothing against Miguel Batista, but if he's my ace and that he hasn't been on the right side of RNG like Brett Barbery, that means that the rest of our pitching staff is struggling, and it is. At least the computer finally decided to not hold on to, Dennis Martinez. He couldn't throw anymore. And nothing against Martinez either. I'm a big fan of Dennis Martinez, but in my sim, he couldn't strike anybody out anymore. He was just getting shelled every day. So, alright, so Miguel Batista is our first starter. Then we have Oil Can Boyd. So Dennis Boyd. So the game has a section for nicknames, and I don't know why he's not called Dennis Boyd with Oil Can as his nickname, and they have Oil Can as his actual name. But yeah, so he's still with the team. We haven't moved him yet. He's still here. He's 34. He had also a decent season last season, 14-8. Also didn't strike out a whole bunch of players or anything like that, but play pretty decently. So I'm hoping that he can repeat that in his age 34 season. So yeah, it's been a little bit of a resurgence for him last season. If you look at his previous 2 years, he was kind of a 500 pitcher, but he played better last year. And then for our third. Oh, no, that's our fourth starter. Alright, so Katsumasa Ota is going to be our fourth starter. Not much to say about him. I don't know him very good. He's only a 2-star player. That's, our pitching is not that great. I already mentioned that. So if we look at that year, he's a guy that played 1 year in A-ball and never got out of there in real life. That's what he did in real life. So we're gonna go ahead and see what he has to give us. He has 2 okay pitches. He has a bad slider and a changeup that I hope he's not gonna use. So who knows? Here's our third starter. we have Carlos Perez as our third starter. So Carlos Perez also had his rookie season last year, and he also won the Gold Glove, I think. Yeah, he won the Gold Glove for his position last year. So he went 15-10. Probably the pitcher that we have that has the best shot at striking out batters and everything. So he had an okay season, but again, he's an okay pitcher, but he's not that great. So we'll have to see. Him and Batista might end up developing really nicely or something like that. We don't know. They're young. They could develop and everything. That's another thing too. I don't have recalc on. So for those of you that are not familiar with the game, recalc is basically a function in the game that's going to kind of adjust the ratings of players according to what they did in real life. And then you have a threshold that you can select like year by year or every 3 years or whatever. And I don't use that. I let the engine of the game develop players. So that's why I have Brett Barbary that kind of, became better than he was in real life. So I'm hoping that we're going to be able to get some players to do that. And we're going to see a player for whom the opposite happen here soon. So Carlos Perez, this decent season. We're gonna go ahead and see what he can do. Then we have James Nguyen. He's gonna be our 5th starter right now. He doesn't have a whole lot of stamina, so he's probably not gonna be staying in games all that long. He's another guy that never got out of A or Double A, I think. Yeah, he never got out of A ball in real life, and after 2 years, he called it quits. So, yeah. We're going to have to see what he has to say, but he does have 6 pitches, and most of them are usable. So I'm kind of hoping that he can surprise a little bit, but he has really shit control. So he might end up with a lot of base on balls and not so many Ks, but we'll see. All right, so Jim Dehe was, of course, a player that played for the Astros in real life. That I remember, he might have played for other teams. The first year that, and you can see it here. The first year that I started to play in 1991, he suffered a season-ending injury during spring training, so he didn't pitch at all in 1991. So that's kind of what you're seeing here. Since then, it's been a little tough for him and everything. Again, he also doesn't have a lot of stamina, so I'm keeping him for long relief and everything, and I might swap him for one of the other 2 starters that I have that are kind of and see who does best there. But for now, he's going to be our long relief pitcher. All right, and then we have a surprise pitcher. All right, so we have John Doris. John Doris, if we look here, never played above A ball or anything like that, but in my universe, he's now, with a lot of potential and everything, and he had a really good season last season for us. ERA under 3, struck out 58, only, walked 16. So he did pretty good for us, so he's going to be in a setup role. Now, Jeff Vasero is a guy that didn't really develop like he did in real life or anything like that, so he's kind of just a 2-star player. He's okay, but he's not playing all that great either. So not much to say about Vasero other than, if you're an Expos fan and that you liked Vasero like I did, and then, he turned into a starter and everything, well, didn't quite happen here. That's okay. Heath Ains is another guy that never really played much in the majors or anything like that. He's on the team, 2 stars. He can strike out batters, doesn't have a whole lot of control and movement, so he gets hit quite a bit. But, yeah. He can throw the ball pretty hard, I think. Not as hard as I remembered, apparently. All right, then Michael Kerrigan is one of those guys that never exceeded, oh god, he didn't even make it to A ball in real life. But in my universe, he turned into a okay left-handed reliever. So, I mean, he's not crazy good or anything, but he's serviceable. Let's put it that way. Robert Underf, I am not familiar with. He is new with the team. He's played in the minors so far. In real life, he never got higher than Double A. So we'll see what he can do. I don't have any kind of insight on him. And Scott Ruskin is going to be our closer. Sorry, wow. So Ruskin in real life didn't stay with the Expos for all that long. I think he went on to play with the Reds, I think, after he played with Montreal, but we hung on to him. And after we didn't have Tim Burke, we kept Tim Burke for 2 seasons, I think. And last year I turned Ruskin into my closer, and he did pretty good. He finished first in the majors for saves with 47. So he did okay. So yeah. Whew. All right. So that was long, but that's the team. Okay, I think I want injuries here. Because we have those guys too, and I forgot why I didn't see him. So we have Willie Green. So Willie Green in real life played for the Reds, I think, and he was kind of he played mostly third base, I think, and he had some pop in his bat and everything. And he had a pretty good season for us for his first season in his career. He did hit 22 home runs. Didn't have a very good average, though. And he was our starting shortstop, but he's hurt right now. We also have Randy Tomlin, that the computer got from Florida for Rondell White, so we don't have Rondell White anymore. Not much to say. He got hurt late in the season and tore his rotator cuff, and I promise, I swear, like when I press spacebar to make it advance, I was like, okay, this is the last batter. I'm pulling him after that, and he got hurt there. So didn't play all too terrible or all too great for us. I was kind of mad that I lost Rondell White for him, but it is what it is. And then we signed Mark Gubisa for during the off season, and he's hurt. So those 3 guys are probably not coming back anytime soon. And here I'm gonna put our team top prospect. Oh yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. We with our first round draft pick in the last draft, we picked Carl Pavano. Now Carl Pavano was drafted, I think, by the Red Sox, and then we traded for Carl Pavano when we traded Pedro Martinez. But yeah, we drafted Carl Pavano. So yeah, we don't have that many great players coming here. All right, so I think I went through everything that I wanted to go through. All right, so those are the views if you want to look at my lineup. So I have a few variations depending on, if we're playing against a righty or a lefty. So we're starting against Pete Harnish, so we're going to be playing against, right-handed pitchers. So we're going to have The Shields, Grissom, Calderon, Withen, Johnson, Barbary, Doran, and Ray Sanchez. Now, let me know in the comment if my lineup, if you feel like I should play a player, higher or lower in the lineup or anything like that. We looked at all the players already, right? So you should have a little bit of an idea. So let me know what you would do with those players. What lineup would you make? I know that this is similar to the lineup I had last year, and I had a pretty decent offense and a pretty decent year last year. But I'm open for suggestions. It's all about, discussing and everything, and I think that's why I want to do that as a stream mostly, so that we can have those discussions live and everything. All right, so now what's going to happen is I am going to pause the video and I'm going to start. Well, actually, let's go ahead and do that right now. All right, so we're going to play the game at Houston. So yeah, so I finished my last season like a month and a half ago. So, and I've been like waiting for Out of the Park 22 to come out so I could import my save and start doing this. So, I've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and now it's going to pay off. All right. So the Astros are going to send Matt Lawton, Bobby Abreu, Luis Gonzalez, Jeff Bagwell, Steve Finley, Craig Bijou, who is still a catcher, FP Santangelo, and Mike Blowers. So, yeah, they're pretty good. Pretty decent team for sure. All right. Oh, another thing, and you guys might find that annoying or something like that, but that's how I play. Alright, so I set all of that stuff except substitutions to the computer because I have all of my player strategies and team strategies set up the way that I want. So I'm just letting the players play, and then I make substitutions when I need to or when I want to. And I don't use the warm-up rule. Alright, and then I'm gonna click on start game, and that's when I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video because they have added different views and everything for the 3D, so I want to kind of play with that to see which one is the best. I don't want to do that on screen because that might take a while and that's not necessarily super interesting. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And I'm gonna pause. I'll be right back once I figure out what I want. And we are back. Alright, so I'm gonna try with this, see how that looks like. I'm not married to it. If there's one that you guys prefer, something like that, feel free to mention that in the comments. I'm more than happy to take a look at it. I'm not really liking the tags there that are kind of one on top of each other, but they should be disappearing once I press on the spacebar. So we're going to go ahead and see what it looks like. So of course, I think I forgot to say it, but we're facing Pete Arnish. So let's go ahead and see if Delino De Shields, as our first batter of the season, can get us on board. Well, not necessarily with a run, but let's see if he can get on base. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and maybe just change the view for the action. That would be good here. The wide camera, maybe? Let's see. Alright, so Pete Arnish gets the shields out on a grounder. Grissom at bat now. Yeah, I think I like this view a little bit better. Alright, so it's a pop fly to right field. Alright, so Steve Finley plays in right. And now we have Calderon at bat. Come on, get on base. 3-2 to Calderon. Oh, I think that's a hit. Oh, first hit of the season to Ivan Calderon. Oh, yeah. Single to center. I don't know where to put my mouse so that it's not in the middle there. Alright, Art Aiden Mark Witten is our fourth batter here. 2-2. Oh! Oh yeah, first home run of the season to Mark Whitten, and we are up 2-0 here. So the first two batters couldn't get on base, and then Mark Whitten is pretty much going by his nickname hard hitting and gets us on the board. That's pretty cool. I'm liking the 3D action a lot better than in previous iterations. I wouldn't even use it. I didn't like it at all. I'm liking this. And not only just because we got a home run. Alright, so Charles Johnson, Rookie of the Year last year, is now at bat here against Pete Harnish. 2-2. Oh, grounder to third. Yeah, that's it. Alright, well, we're up 2-0 here after half of an inning. And now let's see if Miguel Batista can do something pretty good here. I'm digging it, and if some of you can join me during live streams and everything and we can talk about baseball, that's gonna make the whole thing even better. Alright, so Matt Lawton. Pretty good. Bill Doran got the out here. Now Bobby Abreu. Oh, 0-0. Single to center. That's how it started for us. Now we need a double play. Alright. Luis Gonzalez is now at bat. Ugh. 91 contact, 77 power. Yeah, that's 3-1. Oh. And we walked him. Alright, so runners on second and first, or first and second, with one out. And now Jeff Bagwell is at the plate. 1-2. Oh, struck out. That's huge. Batista with the strikeout here. Alright, and now there's two outs, and Steve Finley is at the plate. Come on, you can do it. Oh, no. Oh! Calderon with the defense here, and catches the ball at the wall. And we are still up 2-0 here in Houston. Alright, so Brett Barbery is going to go to bat now. 1-1 to Barbary. Oh. Alright, Lawton got the ball, so it's a quick first out. Bill Doran. So I don't have a lot to say about Bill Doran. He didn't really play for us he didn't play for us at all last season. So he's still better. Ratings-wise, he's still better than what I had at first base last year. I had a combination of... what was his name? Of Pete O'Brien and Tim Wallach. I had two guys that were like 35, and they couldn't do much. O'Brien was okay. He hit for 260, but Wallach was miserable all season. Alright, so... Doran struck out, and now Ray Sanchez comes to bat. Of course, Ray Sanchez doesn't have a lot of power. 1-2 to Sanchez. Oh, struck out. Alright, so that was a quick inning here. Definitely didn't get the same kind of inning we did in the first. So we're still up 2-0, heading in the bottom of the second. Now Craig Biggio is going to be at bat for the Astros. 1-2 to Biggio. Oh, strike three looking at a changeup. There you go, buddy. Take a seat. Oh, yeah. Alright, FP Santangelo, who played in Montreal in real life. Actually, we traded Santangelo to the Astros in a trade, but I cannot remember whom it is that we got. 1-2 to Santangelo. Oh, strikeout swinging. Alright, Batista so far is doing okay. It's always, the second and third time around that you see if your pitcher is up to par. Alright, Mike Blowers. 3-2. Oh, that's a walk. Alright, so he's walked two. and struck out 3. All right, so now we have the pitcher Pete Arnish, 2 outs, probably not gonna bunt. Oh, 1-0. Oh God, Arnish with the hit. Oh my! All right, so Arnish, it's an RBI double, so we're up 2-1 here. So double in the corner. All right, Batista, you need to get out of there. You can. Let's take care of Matt Lawton. So Pete Arnish is on second. Lawton 0-0. Come on. There you go. All right, so we're still up 2-1. Always stings when you allow like an extra base hit to the opposing pitcher, even if it's a pitcher that's known for being good at bat. All right, so Miguel Batista is not good at bat, so yeah. 1-2. Oh God, he was handcuffed on that. That looked like a ball. Alright, the Shields. Come on, man. Hit me a double. 3-2 to the Shields. He slid and got it. Alright. Alright, 2 outs. Marquise Grissom at bat. 2-2 to Grissom. Oh, looks like a fly ball to the right, and it is. Alright. 1-2-3 again. The Nos Amours go down. Alright, so Charles. No, sorry. That's why I don't like that they're kind of put together like that. Bobby Abreu for the Astros here in the bottom of the third. 3-2 to Abreu. Oh, good play by the Shields. Diving play. Alright, Luis Gonzalez is now at bat. We walked him, I believe. 0-1 to Gonzalez. Oh yeah, Grissom gets it. 2 down. Jeff Bagwell is coming to bat. I believe we struck him out in the first. 1-2. Oh, struck him out again with a curveball. All right, 1-2-3 go the Astros here. In the third, so we're the top of the fourth, and Calderon here is going to come to bat. He has a hit so far, of course. 1-2 to Calderon. Oh, he struck out. Slider out of the strike zone. Right, Witten, of course, with the home run in the first inning. 0-0. Oh ho ho! Witten with the hit here. That's good. That's our first hit since the first inning. Right, single for Witten, opposite field, and now Charles Johnson's coming to bat. 1-2 to Johnson. Oh, that's a hit again. Witten's going for third. And he's safe. All right. All right, we have runners on the extremities here with only 1 out. Brett Barbary to bat. A double in the alley would be pretty awesome, Brett. Come on, buddy. 2-2. Ugh. Strikeout looked like it was like dead center. All right, Bill Doran. Let's see if you were a great acquisition by my GM. Pressure situation here. We could use more runs. 2-1 to Doran. And he grounds out to second, and the inning is over. All right, so we put 2 on the board, but we can't score. I should say we put 2 on bases. All right, we're still up 2-1, though. All right, bottom of the fourth, Steve Finley here. 2-1 to Finley. Yeah, look at that. Grounder to first. Now BGO. 1-0 to BGO. Oh, that's a single to left. Calderon couldn't get to it. All right, so FP Santangelo's coming to bat. There's one out, and Craig Biggio's at first. Oh, pitch out. Yeah. All right, so Charles Johnson with the good arm there. Charles Johnson was a good defensive catcher, so I'm really happy that we have him because defensive catchers are important and he has a decent bat. He's going to strike out a lot, but he has a decent bat. All right, so Santangelo now 1-0, 2 outs, 1-2, 2 outs. Oh, grounder to first, Doran with the play, and we avoid allowing a run again. Still 2-1. Top of the fifth, Ray Sanchez to bat. Pete Arnish is still the pitcher for the Astros. Ooh, 70 pitches for him already. That's a good amount for where he's at. A little high. 3-2 to Ray Sanchez. Oh. All right, that's an infield hit. So if you're not super familiar with baseball, if a player dives for the ball, like the ball is out of reach and he dives to get it and he doesn't quite get it, more often than not that's going to be called an infield hit. It's, for the scorer's decision to make. He could potentially give an error on that play, but you almost never see that. Like when the guy has to stretch and dive to try to get the ball and that he doesn't quite get it, it hits his glove. That usually they don't consider that an error. So, all right, so nobody out. We have a guy on first, and we have the pitcher. There's a bunt coming. 2-2. Couldn't even bunt. Struck out bunting. All right, and you guys don't have the sound, the stadium sounds and everything because I'm listening to music at the same time, so I have the desktop audio completely down. But, when I do the streams and everything, or in the future for this, if you think that it would be cool to have a little bit of music in the background, let me know. I can accommodate that without getting copyright strikes, which is kind of important. I don't want to get sued. All right, so we have a guy on first. There's one out. Delino the Shields at bat. 2-1 to the Shields. Oh, pass ball. Or maybe it's a wild pitch. I don't know which one it is. All right, so 3-1, and now we have a guy on second. 3-2. Oh, that's a walk. All right, so runners on first and second, one out. Marquise Grissom is at bat. 2-2. He got struck out. Yeah, Arnish is really pitching a lot of pitches. He's almost at 100 already, and we're only in the fifth inning. All right, Calderon, we need a hit here. 3-2. All right, that's a walk. So bases are loaded with 2 outs for Mark Whitten. He already has 2 hits. He already has a home run, and he has both of our runs as ribbies. 2-1. And a weak grounder, so we are still up 2-1, but we're letting some opportunities to score go away. I don't like that. I don't like to leave a whole lot of runners on bases. All right, Mike Blowers is up next. 3-1. Another walk. So Batista is having a few control problems. 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. All right, Pete Arnish is at bat again. We know what happened last time he was at bat. He hit a double. That was good for a run. All right. Oh, he tried to bunt, but he missed. 0-1. 0-2. and that's he bunted it foul, so that is a strikeout. Again, if you don't know much about baseball, if you bunt, not a swing, if you bunt with 2 strikes and the ball goes foul, that's considered a strikeout. Right, Matt Lawton here is at bat, so we have a runner on first, 1 out. Matt Lawton up next, 1-0. Oh, double play ball. Come on, buddy. Come on. Yeah. There you go. The pitcher's best friend, the double play. I would say the pitcher's best friend is probably the triple play, but that one doesn't show up very often. Alright, so they're keeping Peter Arnish. Arnish has pitched 107 pitches so far. Alright, so we have Charles Johnson. Oh, 0-2 to Johnson. Oh, that was a solid grounder, but yeah. Right, Brett Barbary up next. 2-1 to Barbary. Grounder to short. Did they change my view? Or am I just crazy? I guess not. I guess I'm just crazy. Ooh. Alright, 1-2 to Bill Doran. Oh. I think he got it. Yeah, he did. Uh-oh. He shook it off. So Abreu got hurt a little bit, but he's fine. Alright, I'm gonna keep going with Batista here. Alright, 3-2. Alright, grounder out. Now Luis Gonzalez. 0-1 to Gonzalez. Well, Grissom has no urgency, so I guess he's gonna catch it. Alright, so two quick ones there. Jeff Bagwell. Yeah, he has a lot of pop in his bat. 1-1. Grounder to third. Barbary with... Yeah. Alright, we're set up. 2-1. Ray Sanchez. They're bringing in their reliever. Brian Anderson is coming in relief to Pete Arnish. Ray Sanchez. 1-0 to Sanchez. Oh, that's it pretty solidly in the alley there. All right, that's a double. Awesome. So we have Batista, let's see, top of the 7th. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep him. He can bunt, maybe. Maybe not. That's the plan, at least. Oh, there you go. Perfect, so we have a runner on third with 1 out, and now DeShields is coming to bat. Alright, so we might be able to get a sac fly here or something. I mean, I'd prefer a hit, but... Okay. Oh, their intentional walk to the Shields to face Marquise Grissom with 1 out and a runner on first and third. Come on, Marquise. Oh, the Shields is stealing, and I think he did. Yes, sir. Or yes, ma'am, I guess. All right, runners on second and third now. 1 out, Grissom at bat, so a hit would be wonderful. All right, so it's a sac fly. We'll take it. We'll take it. We're up 3-1 now, and the Shields gets to third on the play, which brings Ivan Calderon. 1-2 to Calderon. Oh, that's a hit. Oh, yeah. So the Shield scores. It's 4-1. And Calderon ends up on second base. All right. Mark Whitten is now at bat here. Oh, that's either a wild pitch or a pass. It's a wild pitch to third goes Calderon. All right, Whitten, 1-0. Oh, it was it with a little bit of power, but right at the right fielder. So we scored 2 here in the seventh inning, and we are up 4-1. All right. So let's see here. All right, 3-2. We walked Finley here to start in the bottom of the 7th. All right, Craig Biggio is next. 0-2. Oh, come on, double play. Oh, no, we didn't go to second base. All right, so that's a ground out. Fielder's choice. Finley to second. That brings FP Santangelo. 2-2 to Santangelo. Oh, that's it. All the way to the fence. And that's a triple. Alright. Maybe it's time to bring a reliever here. Let's see. Mike Blowers. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and bring John Doris. See if he's still got it. Come on, John. Oh, now they're bringing a pinch hitter, Junior Felix. Okay. 1-1 to Junior Felix. Ugh. Alright, so Santangelo scores. It is 4-3. And my strategy backfires. Roberto Petagine is next. 2-1. Oh boy. That's not good. We walked in. Doris was really good last year, and so far, I mean, sample size, but he's struggling right now. Crap. I'm gonna bring in Jeff Vasero, since I'm gonna be facing some lefties here. All right, so Jeff Vasero against Matt Lawton here. 2-1. Runners on first and second. Oh, that's a pop fly. That's good. All right, perfect. All right, so we got that. Now Bobby Abreu. 0-2 to Bobby Abreu. Oh, yes. And the inning is over. All right, so we allowed 2 runs. We're still up 1-4-3. All right, the Astros are bringing Xavier Hernandez on the mound. So Charles Johnson is batting first here in the 8th. Oh, is that a home run? It is. All right. Charles Johnson with his first home run of the season. Gotta love that. I know I do. All right, next is Brett Barbery. 1-2 to Barbary. Ground out to the second baseman. All right, Bill Doran is next. Ground out to the shortstop. No error on the play. Now Ray Sanchez is up. 3-1 to Sanchez. Oh, It was a liner to the pitcher. He caught it. All right. Alright, so I'm going to have Vasero pitch to Luis Gonzalez. 1-2. That looked like a bad pitch to it. Alright, so it's cut by Ray Sanchez. Alright, let's go for it. 2-2 to Bagwell. Oh, struck him out. I wasn't sure because Bagwell's really good against lefties, but he got that pretty good. Alright, and now Steve Finley. 2-2 to Finley. Oh, struck him out too. Alright, so John Doris doesn't get the job done, but Vasero was very good here in relief. We're heading here in the top of the ninth. Alright, so Jeff Vasero, we're going to replace him, righty on the mound, so we're going to bring a left bat if I have one, which I do not. Alright, so, God, who do I bring? Let's get Ruben Rivera's first taste of MLB action. He's going to come as a pinch hitter here in the ninth inning. Going to face Xavier Hernandez. First at bat in his career, 1-1, and it's a ground out to third base. That brings Delino the Shields here, 1-1. Oh, that's a pop-up. There you go. And then Marquise Grissom is next. 2-2 to Grissom here in the ninth inning. Looks like it's gonna get cut. Yep. All right. We are up 5-3, and now we're gonna bring in Scott Ruskin to close the game, or at least try to close the game. You know what? Let's do a double change. Let's put Rivera. Let's leave Rivera in the game to play in center field. There you go. Alright, now we have Scott Ruskin to try to finish this off. Craig Biggio is at bat here, first batter in the ninth. No balls, no strikes to Biggio here. Oh, Barbary with the play. Good. And he's out. FP Santangelo's hitting next. 2-2 to Santangelo. Struck him out. We're 1 out away from our first victory in 1994 as the Montreal Expos. Are we gonna win the World Series that we that got stolen from us in the 90s? That remains to be seen. All right, and Mark McLemore is now at bat for the Astros. 1-2. Struck him out, and folks, this is our first game, first win of the season. All right, so that's a 5-3 victory. Pretty good game overall, I think. I mean, we allowed a few runs. That's gonna happen, but I don't think we played too badly there. I gave Ruben Rivera a little bit of a taste for the MLB and everything. Now, John Doris, it's just one outing. I'm not going to be too worried about it. But yeah, he didn't pitch very well. Thankfully, Vasero was pretty good. And Batista pitched good enough. He wasn't like crazy good, but he pitched good enough. All right. Let's see if we have some news here. Okay, I'm going to change a little bit of that around. what's that? Yeah, I think I like that there better. Alright, I think I like this layout a little bit better here. Alright, so we won 5-3. We're gonna finish the games today, the remainder of the games, not ours, but the rest of the MLB has to play. Oh, we got some personal messages. Oh god, that's not always good. Okay, those are fine. Those had been put on waivers and declared they're sent to Ottawa, so we're good with that. That doesn't bother me. Oh, that doesn't bother me either. I'm not the biggest fan of Russ McGinnis. Again, you know, Russ McGinnis, if you're watching this, nothing against you, but that wasn't a very good trade for my franchise. Alright, so we have Tony Pena, so they decided to call him back up. That makes sense. So we have now a backup catcher that's really good defensively, not gonna, you know, get a whole lot of offense from him, but the good old veteran Tony Pena is now on our lineup. Francisco Cabrera waiver claim finished and executed successfully. Alright, so we claim Francisco Cabrera from the Braves. So that's another catcher. That's good. Oh god, we claim many players. We claim 3 players from the Marlins. Oh no, that's Florida claim players from us. Sorry. Alright, so we lost Tavo Alvarez. Tavo Alvarez had a lot of issues playing good, so I guess that's okay. Oh, we lost Bill Sampen. Oh, Bill Sampen lost a lot of time. He was hurt for a long time. Alright. And we lost Mel Rojas. Yeah, Mel Rojas didn't really develop in my sim, so yeah. We lost some players. Alrighty. Alright, so next time that we do this, we're going to be facing Daryl Kyle, and we're going to be sending Oil Can Boyd. Now, let's go ahead and see. That shouldn't have changed anything here. Nope. Now I just have a clear-cut backup catcher. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and save all of that. And I'm going to go ahead and stop this here for today. Now, if you're catching this pretty shortly after that I put it out, I am going to be coming back. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to cook some delicious steaks for dinner with some delicious balsamic red potatoes to go with it. It's gonna be really good, and that's what I'm gonna do. Then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna go live on Twitch. So again, my Twitch channel is gonna be in the description of the video if you're interested in that. Maybe not necessarily for today, but for the future. So keep an eye on for that if you're into baseball or out of the park baseball, or if you just like my channel or something, feel free to join. The more the merrier. Alright, that's a long video for today, folks. I'm stopping here, so as usual, I do want to thank you for tuning in. And if you've liked the video, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that good stuff. And that's it for today. See you guys next time. Thank you.